Hey everyone, welcome to Unshackling Sudokus and Puzzles. I'm Kishore and today I'm here to solve a Pencilmarks Sudoku created by Tyrgannus. This Sudoku was posted on the CTC Discord server, and in fact, the author had noted that this may be a Sudoku which is of interest to us. So, we are glad to make a video on this Sudoku. Thank you, Tyrgannus, for letting us know about this Sudoku. I hope you guys enjoy watching me solve this Sudoku. The link to solve is given in the description of the video. Please do give it a try and come back and watch the video. So this is a live solve, so I'm not sure how this Sudoku is going to be, but I sincerely hope that you guys enjoy this video. And the rules of the Sudoku are simple. Classic rules apply, and in addition to that, you have some candidates given inside some cells, right? I'm going to say the rules in my own words. So let's say you take this cell, it has 1, 2, 5, 7, 8. So which means in the final solution, one of these digits can only go into this cell. So 1, 2, 5, 7, 8. So this cell can only be 1, 2, 5, 7 or 8. So in other words, you can say that 3, 4, 6 and 9 can never go into this cell. And the same thing applies for any cell um, with candidates given. Look at this cell. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 candidates inside this cell. And the only candidate that is left out is 1. So which means that this cell cannot take a 1 and it can be any digit out of 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. So you can call this a refined version of a classic Sudoku. A pencil mark Sudoku is nothing but a refined version of a classic Sudoku where you start with just the pencil marks given and then you have to solve and finish the Sudoku. I really enjoy solving pencil mark Sudokus too. So let's see what this Sudoku has in store for us. I'm going to start solving the Sudoku now. So one small thing is in these Sudokus, it's always useful to look for by-value candidates like these. They are of much interest rather than cells like these. Look at these cells. They have some, more than 5 or 6 candidates and they are utterly useless at this point. So let us start with the by-value candidate. Oh, I almost got a Y wing or an XY wing in these cells. But the thing is that you have 7, 8 here and you also have a 7, 8 here. So which means this is not a pattern we are looking for. I have a 4, 8 here. I have a 3, 8 here. Do I have a 3, 4 somewhere? Ah, I have a 3, 4. Okay. So does that give me something? So what I have identified is called a Y wing. And before I explain this Y wing, let me see if it's actually giving me something. Okay, this is actually not giving me anything, although something I could do is, something I could deduce is 3 can't be in these two cells. And that is really not useful because we do not have any candidates here. So I'll just remember this for now. Let me come to this Y wing later on because right now I can't use that Y wing to my advantage and I don't see the point of explaining how this works. So let's reserve that for now. Let's identify if there are some other Y wings. 5, 8, 7, 8, 8, 9. Okay, I haven't fully explored this pattern, right? 7, 8, 8, 9. Do I have a 7, 9 somewhere? 7, 8, 8, 9. 7, 9. No. 1, 4, 4, 8. Do I have a 1, 8 somewhere? Okay. We don't have a 1, 8. Okay. I've got it, guys. I've got it. Look at these 4 cells. They are forming what I would call an XY chain. It's not an XY wing, it's called an XY chain. So how does this XY chain work? So you need to identify four cells. Basically this pattern mostly involves four cells, and in those four cells you must have bi-value candidates. So you can see here that all these cells contain only two possible digits, and those two possible digits must be some combination out of four digits. So you can see that the digits which can get into these four cells are only from the set 1, 2, 3 and 4. Nothing else can go into this cell. So to summarize, identify four cells which form a pattern, which form a chain you can say, and those cells must have bi-value candidates, and they must be of the pattern. Let's say we call A as 1 here, B as 2 here, and so this becomes BC. This is AB. This becomes BC. B is 2 here, C is 3 here, and look at this cell. This is CD. C is 3, D is 4, and this is AD to complete the pattern. So you need to identify four cells, and they must form the pattern AB, BC, AC or AD, and it need not be fixed. For example, if you have AB here, it doesn't mean that you must have BC here. It does not work that way. You need to identify a pattern which has AB, BC, AC and AD in some order. It doesn't matter which is A, which is B, but you just need to have the pattern AB, AC, BC and AD. That's about it. So once you have that pattern, how it works is the common digit between the cells can be eliminated from the rest of the cells. So look at row 1 column 1 and row 9 column 1. 1 is common between these cells. So by use of this pattern, uh, oops, sorry, 1 can be eliminated from all these cells, and 2 is common between these two cells. 2 is eliminated from all these cells. 3 is common between these cells. So 3 is eliminated from all these cells, and 4 is common between these cells. So 4 is eliminated from all these cells. Now you need not believe what I said. You can just simply work out and see what happens if these two cells do not have 1 as common between them. So let's say we have a 4 here, and which means not which means actually, let's say we have a 2 here. 1 is not in these two cells, so this 2 gives a 3 here. Now look what goes into this cell. It cannot be a 3, it cannot be a 4. So all the possible values from this cell are eliminated. So this works the same way all through the grid. So we have established now that 1 must go in one of these two cells. Similarly, let's see what happens if 2 is not going in these two cells. 2 is the common candidate here. So 3, I'm putting the 3 here, I'm putting the 1 here. So that becomes 4, and look what can go here. 3 can't be going there, and 4 cannot be going there. So you have removed both the possible values. So this is how an XY chain works. It's a very powerful technique, and we have made many classic Sudokus in the past which uses this technique. So I would advise you, if you're really interested in XY chain, go to our playlist and explore in spotting tough techniques or spotting diabolical techniques. I'm not sure. In one of those playlists you will see an XY chain for sure. So, and this beautiful Sudoku here, uh, 1 must be in one of these two cells, so we can eliminate the 1 from the yellow cells. So 1 is not here and 1 is not here, so I'll remove the yellows. Okay, so 2 is in one of these two cells, so 2 is removed from here. That's not 2. Let me remove the greens. Okay, 3 is in one of these cells, but it's actually useless. There is no given candidates inside any of these cells in column 8, and even row 9 also does not have any other candidates given, so that is also useless. But we just need to remember that 4 is going in one of these cells. Just we need to remember. Now what do we do? So we eliminated some digits from these cells, right? I don't think, okay, we eliminated one more digit from here. Is that giving something else? 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8. Oh my goodness. This is gorgeous, guys. Look at these four cells now. the cells in green, they are forming an XY chain again, but this time with 4 different digits. The same pattern is being repeated. Look at these 4 cells, same pattern, AB, BC, AD and CD, or if you want to call them some other different letters, you can call that XY, YZ, ZW, WX, something like that. So again, you have 4 possible digits in these 4 cells, 5, 6, 7 and 8, and some combination of those 4 digits, right? So this is again an XY chain. Awesome. So let us just work one more contradiction to get a feel of the technique. So 5 is common between these two cells. Let's see what happens if 5 is not in one of these cells. So let's say this is 8 and that is 6. You'll see that the Sudoku will immediately break. So an 8 gives a 7 here. Now look what goes here. This can't be a 6. This can't be a 7. So the common digit between two cells in an XY chain will always be present in one of those cells. That is the idea I wanted to convey. So 5 goes in one of these two cells. So 5 is not here. 5 is not here. 8 goes in one of these two cells. So this is not 8. 7 goes in one of these two cells. So this is not 7. And this is not 7. Okay. So 6 is in one of these two cells, but you don't have any other cells in that column to eliminate the 6. Okay. So we got something. So what did we eliminate in this case? We eliminated some digits from here and we eliminated some digits from this row, right? Because rest of the rows, okay, even this row, let us see if that is giving us something. 8, 9, 7, 8, 6, 7. Okay, we almost had something going on there, but nothing there. Oh, amazing guys, this Sudoku is amazing. I should have guessed this immediately. Right after I found this XY chain, I should have guessed that this should give rise to one more XY chain. Awesome Sudoku, Tyrgannus. Really hats off and thank you for letting us know about the Sudoku. Awesome. Look at these 4 cells. Because we eliminated candidates from these cells, that is giving rise to one more XY chain. Again 4 cells and again 4 different digits. In this case 3, 4, 7 and 8. Right? And they are of the pattern AB, BC, AC and AD, right? Each digit should occur exactly 2 times, or you can say each alphabet should occur exactly 2 times. So you can have C 3 occurring 2 times, 7 occurring 2 times, 4 occurring 2 times and 8 occurring 2 times. That is the basic necessity of an XY chain pattern. And one more small thing I want to say is that you can see here that all of these XY patterns are forming a perfect square kind of shape. And what do I mean by that? Look at this. It's forming a square. And the green cells, they are also forming a, you can say a rectangle or a square, doesn't matter. So this is also kind of forming a rectangle. But it need not always be the case. For instance, you have the 3, 8 here, right? It can be displaced by one cell. You can have the 3, 8 here, or even the 3, 8 here, or even the you can't have the 3, 8 here. So the 3, 8 here can be displaced by even 2 cells. And still the pattern would work, and still you can say that 3 must be common to one of these 2 cells. It doesn't matter if the 3, 8 is here or here or here. So just a minor point I wanted to add. So do not always be on the lookout for rectangular shapes. It can also be slightly distorted. And if I'm not wrong, the earlier video that we covered on XY chains quite some time back, it had a distorted XY chain, right? It wasn't in the shape of a rectangle. So 3 goes in one of these 2 cells. So that's not a 3. And one more thing, let us see what happens if 3 actually is not in one of those cells. It's always nice to see the contradictions, right? So I have a 7 here, I have an 8 here. That gives a 4 here, and look what this cell contains. So this can't contain a 7, this can't contain a 4. So which means that 3 must be always in those cells. So you guys can try it out for fun. What happens if the common digit is not between these 2 cells? Invariably you will land up with a contradiction. So I can eliminate the 3 here, the 3 here, and the 3 here. I can eliminate the 8 from the rest of the cells in row 8, but unfortunately there are no more 8s in that row. I can eliminate the 4 from the rest of the cells in column 7, right? So all the yellow cells can't take a 4 because 4 goes in one of those two cells. So that's not a 4, that's not a 4, and that's not a 4. And 7 goes in one of those two cells, so 7 cannot be in any of the other cells in row 3. Okay, and that is not helping. So I'm going to be on the lookout for more XY chains now, because I kind of know that this gave rise to the red XY chain gave rise to the green XY chain, and that gave rise to the blue XY one. So I'm hoping that there is one more XY chain. 1 4 1 2. Okay. So let's look at the cells we eliminated. From these column we eliminated. Okay, guys, we have one more XY chain. Amazing, guys. Really, I can't control my excitement. So fun to solve such kind of Sudokus. Really, thanks a ton, Tyrgannus, really, for letting us know about this Sudoku. It is really interesting to us. I mean, honestly, it's really interesting to me. So I was just looking for cells which I have reduced the candidates, and I noticed that these two cells were the cells I eliminated in this column, and even this cell too, right? So, and that instantly gave rise to me seeing this one more XY chain, and I'm going to mark that in, let's use a yellow, right? So the fourth XY chain in the process, the same thing I'm going to repeat again, 4 cells and 4 different digits, 6 7 8 and 9, and of this pattern AB AC BD AD, or AB AD BC AD, doesn't matter, some pattern. So which means that 7 must be in one of these two cells because 7 is the common digit, 8 must be in one of these two cells because 8 is the common digit, 9 must be in these two cells, and 6 must be in these two cells, right? Let's see what that gives now. So 6 is eliminated from here. I don't know why, guys, but it is kind of really satisfying to look at this cell slowly peeled off its digits one by one. To start with, this had 8 digits, now it has only 6, right? I kind of want this cell to be you know, removed one by one of its digit. Okay, so 7 is in one of these cells, and so that's not a 7. 8 is in one of these cells, so none of the other cells can take an 8. So we've got quite some eliminations going on here. Okay, 9 is in one of these two cells, which means you can't have a 9 here. This is not a 9, and that is not a 9. And we started with the 6s, right? 6, we eliminated the 6, 7, we eliminated 7s, and there was nothing to eliminate using 8s and 9s. Okay, so now I hope that there is one more XY chain. That would really be awesome. Okay, so I eliminated digits from this column, and there's nothing there. There's nothing here. Okay, this one did not have anything, and this has only 4 digits. So I'm afraid that the action with the XY chain might have stopped here. Or is it? I'm seeing something happening in these 4 cells. Is this an XY chain? Let me highlight those cells, guys. Of course, let me use maybe which color should I use? Pink, right? These pink cells. Are they forming XY chain again? I don't think so, because the basic necessity of an XY chain, as I mentioned already, each digit should occur twice in the pattern. You can see here that the 2 is not happening in the pattern. This is a distorted form of an XY chain, but still it's not satisfying the pre-requirements for an XY chain. You have 2 here, but you do not have 2 in any of these cells. So I don't think something is going on here, but let me double check once again. So if this is a 1, This is 2. Okay, I don't think there is anything here, guys. 1, 2. Okay, I'll just remove those pink cells. I was hoping that we get one more XY chain. That would have been fantastic, right? So this is not a pink cell. This is not an XY chain, and we need to do something else. It's kind of hard for me to believe that we have not even placed one digit and it's close to 20 minutes. And it's even harder for me to believe that from this point the Sudoku leads us to a unique solution. What am I supposed to see here? Ah, I was so intent on spotting these XY chains. Look at row 7, guys. We have a quadruple. We have locked the digits 6, 7, 8 and 9 inside a row. So it is not an XY chain, it's actually a quadruple now. 4 digits locked inside a row. So which means that we can eliminate 6, 7, 8, 9 from the rest of the cells. So that is 6, 8 gets eliminated from here and 6, 8 gets eliminated from here. So these can't be 6, 7, 8, 9. And the fact that these are 2, 3 and 3, 4 is getting me even more excited. I can't even control my excitement because look at these 4 cells now. Amazing, guys. I don't know why this Sudoku is so joyful to solve. Simply a stunning creation, actually. So I'm running short of colors. Maybe let me use a dark blue. Look at these 4 cells now. Awesome, guys. Really awesome. The moment I wrote 2, 3, 3, 4 and I saw 1, 4 here, I almost knew subconsciously that this cell will form an XY chain. Superb, guys. The 6th in the series, right? This gave rise to this, so second, and that gave rise to that, so that's third. That gave rise to yellow, that's 4, and that is giving rise to blue, so that is 5th. So 5th XY chain in the Sudoku, guys. Amazing, amazing creation. So now 1 must be in these 2 cells. Again, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 different digits and bi-value candidates. So 4 must be common to these 2 cells. 1 must be common to these 2 cells and 1 must go in one of those cells. 2 must go in one of those cells and 3 must go in one of those cells. So we can use that to our advantage, and because the 4 goes here, this cell cannot be a 4, because imagine what happens if this is a 4, this becomes 1, that becomes 3, that becomes 2, and you can't have any digit here. This can't be a 2, this can't be a 1. So that's not a 4 and that is an 8, and we've got our first digit in the Sudoku after 22 minutes of solve. Amazing, guys. Really enjoyable Sudoku. Awesome one. So okay, we'll continue. So we got an 8 here, that gives rise to a 7, and now it's time to harvest the crops, you can say. Now we can get a lot of digits. So you got the 8 here, so that becomes 7, so that becomes 6, that becomes 9, that becomes 8. And is that continuing? Okay, we have a quadruple in row 7, so that's a 7 because of the 8 here. That is a 6. Go on. So that becomes 5, that becomes 8. Superb. And is that going to unravel all the XY chains? That would be awesome, right? I got a 6 here, I got a 5 here. I got a 7 and 8 here. Okay, this is not a 7. Okay, this 8 gives a 1 here. Superb, guys. That gives a 2 here, giving us a 3 here, a 4 here, a 1 here. And that 4 gives an 8 here, a 3 here, a 7 here, a 4 here. Fantastic creation, guys. Superb one. And that one gives rise to a 2 here, a 3 here, a 4 here, and a 1 here. And I think we have got all the digits on all 5 XY chains. The red one, the green one, the light blue one, the yellow one, and the dark blue one. So now it's all about eliminating the remaining digits and see whether we can get to the solution. So where do I start? Okay, I'll start from this cell. You can eliminate 1 and 2 from here for sure. 5 and 7 for sure. So this becomes 4, 6, 8 and 9. And 1 and 2 can be eliminated from this cell. 6 and 8 can be eliminated from here. Okay, this cell, I don't know why I'm satisfied to see this cell getting reduced in possibilities. We started out with 8 candidates. Now look at how many it has. This is not 8, This is not 9. This is not 7. It can only be 2, 4 or 5. From 8 candidates, 8 digits to only 3 digits. Awesome. Okay, now, okay. Row 7 is interesting. So the remaining digits in row 7 are 1, 2 and 5. So we have 4, 6, 9, 3, 7, 8. So now we are going to kind of distort the pencil marks. We are creating our own version of pencil marks now, because I'm starting to write some candidates inside cells which did not have any clues inside. So no issues, but you can just use these. So you have 1 here, so that's not 1, that's 2, 5. And 1 is in row 1, row 2, so that gives me a 1 using classic. 1 goes here, and that gives me a 1 here in column 3. That removes the 1 from this cell, so that's a 2, 5. Okay, let's look at this box. Kind of appears constrained. 7 cannot be in column 9 and 7 cannot be in row 3, so 7 goes here. So the remaining digits must be 5, 6, 9, and you can't have 5 here, so this is 6 and 9, which pushes the 5 here, and that gives rise to a 2. Superb, guys, really nice. So that gives rise to a 2 here. Now we have only few now I'm not even sure which were the digits that were given as candidates, because we have written many pencil marks, right? So it's not sure which is the given cells with candidates and which are the ones we wrote. Okay, still it's kind of hard for me to believe that we'll have a unique solution from here, because there's still lots of vacant spaces, guys. It's really hard to believe. Okay, 3 in box 1 has only one cell left. So which means 3 has to go here. It cannot be in row 1, it cannot be in column 3. So 3 goes there. Okay, look at this cell in column 1. It cannot be 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. So it can only be 4, 7, 8, 9. 8 and 9 are ruled out. So that is 4 and 7. Okay, let me look at this column. Okay, in column 3, where does the 2 and 5 go? You can't have 2 and 5 in these two cells because you have 2, 5 here. So that leaves us exactly 2 cells for placing the 2, 5, which means I can eliminate the 4 from this cell, which is what I just did. So that's a 2, 5 and that's a 2, 5. And this cell has become even leaner, from 8 candidates to 2 candidates. Superb. So 1, 3, 6, 9 and 2, 5, 7. So this becomes a 4, 8 pair to complete the column. And this is not a 4, 8. That's a 6, 9 and that is a 6, 9. Okay, I have 3, 7 here, and that removes the 3, 7 from here. So that's a 4, 6. So in row 3 I have 1, 5, 7 and I have a 4 and 8. So 2, 3, 6, 9 are the missing digits, and 2, 3 must go as corners into these 3 cells. And if I look at column 7, 1, 2, 4, 3 and 8, so I need 5, 6, 7, 9. 6 and 7 cannot go here, so that's a 5, 9. This would be a 5, 6, 9 because I have a 7 here, and these two cells can take all 4 candidates. So you can see that even after we found all those beautiful, really beautiful XY chains, the Sudoku has just, kind of surrendered to us. It's like really hard even now. So 1, 6, 3, 9, and I have a 2, 5 pair here. So which means these 3 cells must be 4, 7 and 8. You can't have 4 here, so that's a 7, 8, and that would be a 4, 7 and 8. Am I missing something simple? I don't think so, really. Is there one final XY chain that we are supposed to find? But it's kind of hard to imagine because almost all the given clues we have dissipated, right? So it's hard for me to believe that there is one more. Uh, okay, look at this column 2, 3, 5, 1, and 6. So we need 4, 7, 8, 9. You can't have 8 here. So that's a 4, 7, and a 9. The problem, the reason I feel the Sudoku is still hard is because the middle three columns, column 4, 5, and 6, are completely empty, right? Not many digits are there, and that is why maybe it's still hard. Uh, okay. Okay, I'll just look for cells which have fewer candidates. Maybe that will help. Um, Look at this cell. Can't be 3, 8. It cannot be 4, 7. It cannot be 1 and 2. And it also cannot be a 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8. So this can only be 6 and 9, right? 5 is also rolled out. We check again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. So this can only be 6 and 9. And that is really nice. The moment I wrote this candidate here, these three cells are getting locked as a triplet. Superb, right? 5, 6, 9 triplet. Maybe this is the final thing that we are searching for in the Sudoku. So we got a 5, 6, 9 triplet in column 9. We also have a 2, 7, 8 here, which means these cells will be 1, 3, 4. The remaining cells in that column. And this can't be a 3, 4, so that is a 1. And this is not a 1 anymore, that's a 2, 5. And 1 is also removed from here, that's a 3, 4. And 2, 5, 2, 5 pair, so that is a 1. That gives a 4. That gives a 6. That gives 9. That gives 6. Awesome, guys. So that 4 resolves this 3, 4 pair, 4 and 3. 1, 6, 3, 9 and 2, 7. So we need 4, 5, 8. Right? You can't have 4 and 8 here, so that is a 5. It's a 5. That's 6 and 9. Okay. This cell can't be 2, 5, 7, cannot be 1, 3, 6, 9, and cannot be 8. So that is a 4. That is an 8. That is a 4. And you have 6 here, which means that is 9. That is 6. And that 9 gives a 6 here. And it's falling apart, guys. It's falling apart really. So this is not a 6. That's a 5, 9. So we have a 5, 9 pair in column 7. So these two cells are forming a pair 6, 7. Okay. This cell can't be 2, 3, 5, 1 and 6 and 4 and 7. So that is 8 and 9. Okay, let's finish off this row. 2, 3, 4, 2, 4, 6, 1, 3, 9. So we need 5, 7, 8 here. And 7 and 8 cannot go here. So that is a 5. That becomes 7, 8. This now becomes a 2, 3, 9 for the row. Okay, where does the 1 go in column 6? Only one possible cell. 1 has to go here. And that gives the 1 here. And we have placed all the 1s in the grid. So these two cells, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 and 7, they must be 5, 8, 9 and 5, 8, 9. And I can place the 8 now in box 6. So that is 8. That's a 5, 9. And 8 in row 5 goes in these two cells. But if you look a little bit closer, you'll get the 8 in box 7. 8 cannot be here, so 8 goes here. And which means this is a 4, 7 pair, and that gives an 8 here. And this would be 4, 7 and 9 for the column, right? For the column 4, 7 and 9. Okay, let's finish off row 5. 4, 6, 7, 8, 1 and 3. So we need 2, 5, 9. So I'm going to place those 2, 5 and 9. Okay, because of the 4 here, this is not a 4, that's 7 and 9. Okay, 3, 4, 7, 1 and 8. So we need 2, 5, 6 and 9, right? Okay, before that I could resolve this 8, 7 pair easily. So that's 7 and 8. And 7 now goes into row 9 column 5 because only possible cell left for the 7. Of course, this cell cannot be a 7 because you have a 7 here. And okay, 9 goes in one of these two cells in column 1. So this cell is not a 9. That's a 2, 5. And that gives rise to a 2, 5 pair. 1, 6, 8, 9 and 2 and 5. So we need 3, 4, 7. That's a 3, 4, 7 and that is a 3, 7 because of the 4. Okay, 3 in row 9 goes in one of these two cells. That would be a 2, 5, 9 for the box. Still it hasn't resolved, guys. This is really fascinating. Okay, I'm seeing something really beautiful here. Look at how the 5s are playing. I kind of think that this is not really necessary to be seen, but I'm going to use it. Right, I'm just going to highlight. Before that, I'll remove all the colors from the cells because we have found. Okay, or let it be there because it'd be easy to summarize, right? So look at these cells. I'm probably going to use a different color, maybe light pink. Okay, that should do. So can this cell be a 5? If this cell is a 5, you get the 5 here, right? I'll just use corners. So if this is 5, you get a 5 here for the box, and for box 7 you get the 5 here, and for box 4 you get the 5 here because this is a 2, 5 pair. Now we lead with 2 5s. We are led to 2 5s in row 4. That's really nice. So I started with the 5 here in my mind and I got 2 5s in row 4. Superb. This may not be needed, but I'm not able to see any simpler steps, so I'll just use this. This is not 5, that's a 9, which gives rise to a 5 here, a 2 here, a 5 here, a 2 here, a 5 here, a 2 here, and that 9 resolves this 9 5 pair. And now row 9 can be resolved 4 6 7 9 1 2 8. So we need 5 3, that's a 5, that's a 3 because of the 5 here, and 1 4 8 3 5 7. So we need 2 6 and 9. Let's just put that quickly. And 9 here gives rise to a 7 here, a 3 here, and 7 can be used to resolve the 6 7 pair, 7 and 6, and this becomes now 4 9. So that can be placed. That's 9, that's 4, that's 4, that's 7, and row 5 can be completed. This is a 9. Row 4 can be completed. This is a 2, 4 7 9 1 2 8. So we need 3 5 6. That's a 5, that's a 3, that's a 6, and 2 3 9. So 3 9 you have. So this is 2, that is 3, and that is 9, and the final 3 digits, that's a 9, that's a 6, and that's a 2. Simply mind-blowing Sudoku, guys. I really enjoyed solving this Sudoku, and I'm happy that I got hold of that Sudoku. I was just going through the Discord server when I saw this comment by Tyrgannus that, hi Kishore and Ashish, this may be a Sudoku which would be of interest to you, and it was really interesting to us. And thank you, Tyrgannus. Thanks a ton. You can be proud of this creation. It's superb. It's a superb Sudoku to highlight how an XY chain works, and I was happy to solve this Sudoku. Do let us know your thoughts in comments. Please remember to subscribe to the channel. We hope to see you soon with the video. Bye bye.